What we do here is go back.
Yeah, good mate. Thanks for having me.
Who went the hardest in the celebrations?
Can't say myself, can I?
You sort of almost got to tell yourself that you're a big game player or a big finals player. And so somehow I thought, well, just because I play well as a 13-year-old, I have to play well in the grand final.
Me and Cogs are a couple of good WA boys, and we do get a bit affectionate with each other, always giving each other kisses and stuff. Nah, not really, just, a manly kiss on the cheek every now and then.
Oh, now this is it. This is it.
Raise the bat.
Raise the bat. Big episode 100.
Shake. I wouldn't give you a handshake. We need to do that. It's just
Congrats.
official.
A lot of hard work from you, Ethan.
And you.
So
Thanks,
welcome back to the Bray and Ethan podcast, episode 100. As we said, it's all powered to Skinbro and Hat Locker, of course. And you can use code Bray and Ethan 20 for 20% off across both stores, online stores that is.
Yep.
And you can, of course, get all 3 skincare products from Skinbro.
We got them right here.
We do. We've got a couple of boxes here, fresh from Skinbro, potentially to a couple of guests later on.
A couple gifts.
Who are joining us. But you can get all 3 products for $54.99 with free Australia-wide shipping. And, of course, if you use that code, hello.
Yeah, we can't really advertise it enough at the moment. But, yeah, as you said, what a journey it's been. You said yesterday it's your first time raising the bat, and it probably will be the only time you're going to raise the bat in life, really. And I'm right there with you. We thought we'd bring not one, but 2 guests back on 1 month from now. Draft night is actually the 20th of November. It's the 20th of October today. Right. So 1 month from now, very likely going to be AFL players. Riley Hardeman, Clay Hall, welcome back on for such a special occasion.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Up and about. As we know, you guys are pretty good mates. So we'll start with the question that we always do when we have duos in the studio. What were the first, impressions when you guys met?
Oh, it's pretty hard to go past Riley's intelligence. He always comes across as a pretty smart bloke, but then get to know him a bit better. He can sort of lean off that side a bit and sort of show a few different sides. But our first sort of thoughts was just a very smart bloke in all areas.
Yeah, back it up with that A-task score. Riley?
Well, I just saw the arrogant kid from Southwest with the blonde hair. I'm like, who is this bloke? I think we clicked very quickly. From that induction session.
I think we were doing a chin-up competition against each other when we first met.
Yeah. So you boys met through state program. Was that the first time?
Yeah.
Anything from each other's perspective we don't know about the other one? Anything interesting about you can say that we should know about the other one?
Oh, I probably touched on it already. If anyone doesn't know, he's probably got a decent A-task score.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone didn't
Just
know
a decent one?
Nah, I'm sure he can let you know.
I'll put the A-task score behind me. Yeah. He's just an extremely handsome and charming bloke. But I think everyone knows that just from face value. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we had both you in before the champs, so we'll touch on that. Hard's obviously skipper, Clay, one of the vice skippers. So how did you rate each other's leadership? Anything you didn't like about each other's leadership? Who came to who in that sense?
I think it was really good. We came together quite a bit, and with Colton and Dan as well as part of that leadership group. I think, it's really easy. Leadership's really easy when everything's going well, and it didn't really go well. So I think we sorted out each other quite a bit, and sort of the dynamic we had worked really well. I mean, we only won 1 game, but I feel like it went well.
No, for sure. Obviously, only winning 1 game, you take a lot of learnings out of leadership, and I think we sort of bounced off each other for ideas. We pretty much just had a group chat on Snapchat where we would quite often message and sort of try to find out more solutions on what to do before training, away from training, that would sort of better us, and took a lot of learnings from that. Obviously, just being with some good leaders as well, you learn a lot from them as well.
What's the balance like between playing your role on the field and the leadership role? Do they sort of go hand in hand?
Yeah, I feel like I play my best footy when I'm focused on the team, and I feel like the team success comes first and then individual performance sort of rolls with that. So that's just kind of how my mentality is personally.
Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty similar. I'd say my individual performance sort of seems to be better when I'm showing the best sort of leadership values that I can, whether that's before the game or during the game. I sort of like to keep it at the same standard, and then I sort of find it helps myself.
Any pump-up speeches?
Oh, that was pretty much Oscar Hine-Baston's job before the game, just getting a rev up. No real speeches from Oscar, just a pump up, and then sort of let that pass on to Riley for the rev ups. He had a couple of good rev ups.
Yeah, a few of them were good. I had a few shockers though, but once I found my groove, a few good ones towards the end.
He was rattled for the first one, but then
Yeah.
he did find his groove, and the boys were pumped. It got us our first win against SA from the pump up.
Who was it the other week that said they had horrible pump up speeches? Was it Caleb?
Nah, trying to think.
Riley Desisto?
Maybe.
Someone said they had horrible pump up speeches. Can't remember who
I
it
could
was.
vouch Riley's were good for
Okay.
majority of the champs.
All right, we'll take that then. Well, you both made the All-Australian team earlier in the year, so talk us about the honour that is and how much you guys think it's probably helped to put your name that extra bit forward.
Yeah, I think it's been a huge honour. All Australians, all Australian. I mean, to be part of such a prestigious sort of squad, a team of 23 people that you assume are probably going to get drafted and go on to have great AFL careers. So to sort of be part of that calibre is something very special and something that I'm personally very proud of. Like upon reflection of what was a pretty hard champs, but to be able to be a shining light in a struggling side, both of us, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I found it was a great honour. It's not really anything you think about during the championships. As I touched on, I sort of just try to focus on my leadership and was hoping that I was going all right as well. And then once the champs was done, me and Riley had a chat wondering if we would or wouldn't be in the side. And then Riley actually sent the side to me, so it was really cool, just a bit of recognition.
Yeah,
after
do you actually
champs.
get, do you find out before anyone else? You just see it when it's, posted?
Yeah, you just see the article and then they send out a little, have you got a little
Got a
plaque?
blazer?
We've got a little plaque, but I think Riley's mum saw it first and sent
Yeah.
it to him, and then he sent it to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No blazer, though. Should
Nah,
be like
no
the actual
blazer.
Australian team.
Is it 5 on the bench or was there a sub?
It was 5 on the bench.
was there an
they're
emergency in there?
These
Or was
boys
it
weren't
just-
on the bench. They don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
I know.
that. Starting positions. Now, both All-Australian, both same management, both sort of in that first round consideration for the draft. Who's copying who with the decision making here? Anything other similarities we've missed between you two?
Oh, there's definitely plenty. As I touched on before, as soon as we met, we sort of just clicked. There is a lot of similarities, but there also is
Some
a lot of
differences.
differences as
Yeah.
well. So that's probably the ones that aren't sort of seen as much, the differences, but we obviously do get along very well and do have a lot of similarities in that point of view.
Yeah, we're twins, but not really. I think there was a point in time where we were finishing each other's sentences when we were messaging each other on Snapchat.
that was actually weird.
It was
We
creepy.
literally
It was creepy,
said
but
the exact same thing at the exact same
Yeah.
time.
So who chose the management first? Did one of you copy the other?
I actually can't remember.
No, I do remember. I chose first.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, there you go.
I think it was literally within 10 minutes. I messaged him, said, "Oh, look, I've chosen TLA," and then pretty much 10 minutes later, he said the exact same.
Yeah, I
thing.
would have went, yep, that's good enough for me.
Now, we thought that Harley Reid might have been the only player to have fans to come out and watch him. But Clay, you had your own over East. People were holding up signs. Who were they?
Yeah, see, Harley's fans were randoms, which probably makes it a little bit more special. That was actually just my uncle and his friends who thought it would be funny to make some signs. So it was pretty much just a mixture of my uncle, his friends, my nan, and my cousins just holding up a few random signs. I had some random things written on them.
So we had Clay Hole is not small. Clay Hole is good enough to be Victorian.
Don't even know what that means.
Were you surprised that there was no one saying Clay Hall looks like Yogi Bear, considering the last episode we did?
That is still the most random thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, Caleb obviously had Caleb on last week. Now, the coffees were mentioned, the amount of coffees you drink. Did you drink the usual amount in Melbourne? Because he reckons you have multiple a day. Was it the same in Melbourne to Perth?
Yeah, it was. I usually stick to one a day, but if I'm splurging out, go 2 a day. While I was living in Perth, had a bit of a routine. Me, Caleb, Dan and Colton would go get a coffee from Daisy's in Cottesloe every morning. So that's sort of translated wherever I've travelled and definitely happened in Melbourne. They have some really good coffee over there, so I was loving it.
Would you say you drink more since you've left Colton's or less coffees?
I'd say less actually.
Okay.
It was it's just a good thing to catch up with people. And back down south, there's sort of only a few friends close by around there. Everyone's else sort of spread out a little bit more, so probably dropped off a little bit more now.
Yeah, well,
Who's got the better coffee, Melbourne or Perth?
Yeah, that's tough.
I have to go away from WA here.
Really?
Melbourne has some unreal coffee.
Are you a coffee drinker, Riley?
Not as much as Clay, I don't think.
I'm not that much of a coffee
Well,
drinker,
one a
but
day
You're
is
a
what
coffee
I'm on.
connoisseur, let's face it.
yeah,
I drink
well,
one a day.
love
I
a
don't
nice
consider
coffee.
myself as a coffee guy.
No,
Just
exactly.
One a day.
It's more just like, as you said, the catch up, the sort of, it's not just the coffee, it's what you're doing with it, like where you are. You unfortunately missed Peel's final series in the league. How hard was that to watch as a key player?
Yeah, it was very hard. Sort of was struggling through back injury for all of the championships pretty much, and got the scans done after that, and it came back fine. But going and playing sort of aggravated it more, and sort of got it checked out again, and had to realise that I'll be sitting out for the finals, which was a bit of a struggle. Definitely, just watching from the sidelines, thinking I'd love to put my best foot forward and be out there with the boys, but in the same sort of sense, it was great being able to watch them succeed and unfortunately not get the result they wanted, but it was good to see Jeff Valentine be able to show his coaching abilities by getting a team that far.
For sure. Hards, Lemon Streetwear was an instant sellout. I was even too slow to purchase a shirt. So what's the latest with it?
I think, yeah, that sellout, like 1 hour. Like even Clay missed out on it. Unfortunately, I probably should have. Yeah, I probably should have been a better friend and given him one. No, I think probably dropped off a bit. I think footy and study and work have taken over a bit. But I think hopefully with what's to come, bit more publicity, bit more financial backing, hopefully, and it'll be back and up and running.
How's uni studying forensics?
Yeah, still studying forensics. That's also dropped off as well,
Oh,
funnily
has
enough. Footy's just the dominating force at the moment, but no, that's still running in the background, and it's still been pretty good. It's a good experience.
For sure. Well, you still went over for the National Combine. As someone who completed in that Hards, how would you describe that? And I guess favourite word, surreal. Is that still... Oh, sorry, without saying your favourite word, surreal.
I think with all the media stuff that I've done over the year, surreal is a word that I don't have to use as often. I think probably to describe the National Combine, half of it is excitement and half of it is dreading the 2K time trial.
What'd you get?
I got a 6:35, which
Not
is,
bad.
I'm pretty happy with that anyway.
Surreal time?
Yeah, it was a surreal time. It was surreal running. I saw I was running around the back straight and I saw Hayden Narducci from the footy yard cheering me on, which was pretty happy. That's what drove it home for me. But I think in terms of what the weekend was about, it was really good just to get away and sort of solidify what was a really solid season and back it up with plenty of interviews and just one last performance, put your name forward.
I heard something, I can't remember where it was, but like, is it true clubs are just like watching everything you do? Like even when you're like with the mates and that, they're just watching your body language, how you are. Like you just feel like there's eyeballs on you the whole time when you're over there.
Yeah, so, and I think Clay can comment on this as well. When you're not doing interviews and it's like lunchtime or breaks or something, you're sitting in the same dining hall as the recruiters, and it may not look like they're watching you, but you still got to be very conscious of what you're doing and how you're acting. And when you got a mate like, say, Colton, who's just really out there and running around and cracking the shits when he loses, it keeps you on your toes anyway.
Doing some research for this, you also you copped a feature on Baseline 1 week after coming on here. So what felt better, that Baseline feature or still sitting on top of the quiz leaderboard, which you hold on to still?
It's probably not even a competition. I'm the top of the quiz leaderboard. The Baseline feature was good, but that was a game that I got knocked out in the third quarter and I only had like 10 touches or something. So they've done well to put a highlights package together for that one.
Now there's nothing, or now that there's nothing left before the draft, the footy's obviously done and dusted and the combines and whatnot. So how do you look back at your years and are you happy with everything? Any regrets through the season so far?
No, I'd say I had no regrets. I sort of look back on the year and I did everything to the best of my ability, whether that was at Peel or the State Carnival or even just recently at the Combine. I would like to have said I prepared myself to the best of my ability and also just put the work in over the year. So I can't look back on anything and say there's any regrets. It was a really enjoyable year and now it's sort of time to take away that stress of playing footy, but now there's the stress of waiting for the draft. So there's still sort of that same factor.
Yeah, I think in a similar vein, I'm very happy with the consistency of the year. I felt like it probably ebbed and flowed a bit. There were probably times where, I was riding the high of playing footy and there were times where, it was filled with a lot of adversity, particularly through the champs where, we weren't winning the games we wanted to win. Yeah. But nonetheless, we weren't winning games, but with it came a lot of learnings and, footy's not always going to be success and winning and playing to your best. So being able to sort of mitigate that and move forward in order to be better, I think that's a real learning I've taken out of this year. And when you reflect upon it, I just think of how much fun I've had with just a multitude of people, like whether it be at Swan Districts or travelling with the National Academy or even, just with Clay and the boys at the state champs and being able to travel with you. Like, it was just a fun year.
Yeah.
Well, favourite memory from the champs? Is there? I mean, probably like the Wacker game with the hype and the under lights, but obviously you had that win against SA when you both played well. I think Clay almost had like 40 touches in that one. So
that Wacker game was actually unreal. I didn't really realise how many people were there until I think Luke Kelly got someone holding the ball, and the crowd was so loud.
Was that the last quarter?
I think it was just like halfway through the third, maybe start of the fourth.
There was a lot of big roars in that last quarter.
I think there was a lot in the last, but as soon as I heard that, I actually took a quick look at the crowd because while you're playing, you don't notice it. But I had a quick look over it, and it was actually full, so it was unreal to see.
The thing that helped with that game at the Wacker, like only half the ground is accessible for the crowd because the other half's under construction.
Yeah,
so everyone's all jammed into one.
Makes the atmosphere a lot better when
everyone's
everyone's sort of really tight with each other. There's no real seats that were available for anyone to sit in. It was
which
all
is good.
packed.
Can bar was open, so there were a few rowdy mates that came. But yeah, it's an absolute ghost town on the other side of that other side of that ground. So it was good when that memorable moment when Kells took that hold on the ball and everyone just went absolutely nuts.
The crowd was insane. But then looking back at the Optus game against SA, that was really good game to get a win on board. So me and Hards were pretty proud of that one as a leadership sort of team to be able to put a win on the board, although that was the only win we got.
Yeah, well, still to sing the song once is better than nothing at all.
Exactly. I don't think 3/4 of the team knew what the song was. It was sort of just playing on speaker.
Yeah. Well, as we said, like still a month left, so has it felt like a super long year because there's all this draft talk, but it's not as if it's like tomorrow. It's still a month. So what's the next sort of 4 or 5 weeks look like? Is it just sort of going about your everyday life and not trying to continuously think about it?
Yeah, I'm sort of trying to keep myself as distracted as possible. I touched on before with you, I've moved back home now, so I'm with the family and can distract myself quite easily with them. Just being able to go out, go for lunch with them, just talk to them. I can catch up with mates whenever possible. But looking back on the year, it looks like it's taken forever when start of the year you're thinking about the draft and it's 8 months away. But now I'm sitting here and the season's done when it felt like pre-season was literally only just gone by. So it's gone quick and slow at the same time. And looking at it now, the draft is a month away. That is not far at all. If you're thinking of travelling or something, a month would go by like nothing. But waiting until the draft feels like it's forever, pretty much.
Yeah, I think he's hit the nail on the head there. Completely read my mind. I think when we started the state summer program, which was in like December, we were like, oh my god, we've got like 11 months until draft time. But then, like upon reflection, like I don't know how a year can go so slow yet so quickly.
Yeah.
Like when you sit back and think about it, it's like this is taking forever. But like the year absolutely flew, and there was so much that happened. But now in this next period, it's all about spending time with family and friends and really winding down from the football space, football mentality, and getting away.
I feel that the footy season felt like it was really slow, but the calendar year just flew. Like somehow we're already in October.
Yeah.
But I feel the footy season just dragged on.
Yeah, it was a bit of both. Like at one stage throughout the year, it felt like everything was going super slow. Felt like sort of start of the year round 5, felt like it should have been round 15, but then vice versa as well. Looking close to finals time, I couldn't believe how fast the year went by.
Been doing much golf lately?
Oh, with my lower back injury, I've sort of had to shy away from that for the past few months, but I think this week or next week I should be able to get back into it. So might start off surfing first just to see what the back can hold up to at this point, but it's tracking really well, so might have to get back into it.
Been doing mini golf to, I guess, keep your golfing there?
Nah, I haven't been doing that. Hards is the one with the girlfriend, so I'd say he gets up to a fair bit more.
Yeah, plenty of mini golf dates involved. Working,
especially when you work at a golf course.
Yeah, exactly. Working at a golf course, so there's free golf, free mini golf, free drinks. Like you're happy with that. So been playing a bit of golf. Got 18 holes with Luke Kelly tomorrow, so that should be all right.
Very nice. Nice Saturday. It's 31, I think, tomorrow. So
great.
Feels like December.
Yeah, very warm. Well, as this man's already got a mention already, but Harley Reid, what have you guys made the situation, I guess, about him? Like West Coast potentially splitting picks, because if they're looking for local talent, you guys would be around the mark for those picks. So what have you guys been making of all that?
I think probably, you try not to read into that stuff too much, or I try not to anyway, and I think Clay's pretty much the same. I think, when you get to know Harley Reid as a person, he's actually a really good bloke, but I think the story's kind of the media spin and the external sort of sources kind of spin him as the bad guy to WA people, or not Eagles fans anyway. He's what they need, but...
Sam McClure?
Yeah. He's
already throwing shade at him. Nah, Hard's sort of got it perfect there. Like, I've gotten to know Harley gotten to know him a lot better since I versed him against Vic Country in that Wacker game. So I get to know him as a person and talk to him a fair bit. Like, not even he knows what's happening. Like, he really gets no hints from the Eagles or other clubs. So I really try not to look into it because sort of whatever happens will happen. And he said multiple times he does not care what happens. He'll come over here instantly. So try not to look too much into it. I do feel bad for him, the amount of media attention he cops, but I guess when you're that good, it's only bound to happen. So
Yeah. Well, I don't know how you deal with it, eh? Like, it's just every day, like, every media outlet, and, like, how many times does he have to say it?
Oh, like the amount of times he's had to say, like, I'm fine with coming to WA seems quite ridiculous.
And even when he said, I'll come over and wear number 9 for the Eagles, it was such a tongue-in-cheek comment. And, like, everyone just spin it and say, he's demanding number 9. Like, you can just tell.
The media seems to always put a funny spin on stories with him, which is why I do feel bad. But as I said, when you're going to be the number 1 pick, it's always going to happen.
Yeah. How have you, like, if you've been paying much attention to the trade period, what are your thoughts on how frequent player movement it now, how frequent it is these days?
I don't know if it's just because I've been paying a lot more attention this year just because it is my draft year, but it just seems like it's been the busiest trade period in the world. I don't know if it has or hasn't. I didn't really keep up with trade periods in the years before, but it just seems like there's been that much movement. I wasn't too aware of sort of what happened and how stuff can happen, but it seemed to have happened over a very short period of time, and a lot happened over that time. But I guess players sort of, a lot of them got what they wanted, some didn't, I guess. So
yeah, it's feeling like it's like the NBA. Anything can happen.
Yeah,
all
pretty
players
much.
getting thrown up.
Yeah. Have discussions like sort of ramped up with more clubs than other clubs recently? Like the clubs that are perhaps keen on you than the other clubs?
I think everyone's just taking a real break after the hectic trade period. I think clubs have kind of gone like.
So once the
haven't had
trade
break all
period
yet.
came in, you just sort of haven't heard anything.
Yeah, sort of while the trade period was on, I think that's what clubs only
Yeah.
focus on. They can focus on the draft after the trade period's done. So may or may not hear from some certain clubs over the next period of time until the draft. But as Hart's touched on, I think really ramped down over the trade period. Like we got to speak to some clubs at the Combine, some more than others that you may have spoken to previously in the year. Some may not have spoken to at all, but
I think when you look at it from their perspective, like their year is just as long as ours. Like they've been watching us since like the preseason games, and they've been tirelessly working, travelling through all the champs games, coming over to see us in Perth, and pretty much right now this next few weeks is the only real time they get to sort of wind down before it ramps up again. So I think they're in a similar vein to us. So
Bit of a holiday.
yeah.
Now, weird experiences with clubs. I heard you say on the Flagmantle podcast that a club came into your house and was just dead silent. So weird experiences you must have.
yeah,
gone
I
through.
copped that one as well.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely strategic. I think a few boys have copped that from them, so it's just probably something they do to read body language, and see how you handle it.
Yeah. Well, who do you think shot up the draft board from a WA perspective that might go higher than people think?
Oh, pretty hard to go past Lancey at this point. I think.
He had a good final series as well.
Yeah, he did. The final series and the Combine really helped him. Not that the Combine sort of means a lot, but after a bag of 10 goals over 2 games in finals, I think clubs started to pay a bit more attention, and through that attention, they were probably watching him closely at the Combine and realised that he is a bit of a freakish talent. So I think he's sort of set around that first round mark at the moment, where while he was probably admit himself struggling a little bit throughout the year to find some form, people may have thought differently, but no, he's really shot up the radar now.
Sure has.
Yeah, he's definitely found his sort of like niche. He's found his spot. Like he's like been performing really well in the back end of those finals games, and then came into the Combine, did all the training and worked really hard, and then you see the determination on his face as he was doing the last 100 metres of the 2K. Like it was awesome to see, and I think everyone saw that as well. And he's a real chance now, which is really good.
I think everyone in our team knew as well what was coming. I sort of didn't know at what point of the year it would happen, but he just has that potential to have a game where he could kick 5 to 10 goals. Like he could just go off at any certain stage, which he happened to do in final series, which shows a little bit more, which is really good to see from him.
What did he get in the 2K? Do you know?
I think it was 630.
Yeah, 630, 632, I think.
So around you.
Beat me anyway, yeah.
Looked like he wasn't even trying as well.
Do you reckon like the Combine can actually separate guys? Like, because it's obviously like not footy stuff, it's obviously like fitness and that and agility. So do you reckon, how much emphasis on that? Do they say like this is really, really important for some guys?
I'm sure it has, like it holds some significance, some importance, otherwise they probably wouldn't have a Combine. But in terms of the degree of separation it creates, I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a whole lot. Like, I think clubs have seen enough footy of this year, and even from footy, they have full access to our GPS and can see how we run in a game and if we're athletic on the field. So I think it's just sort of a bit of a separation to see you do it within a group of people who are trying to get to the same spot as you are. I think it would put a bit in. Like, Lance probably boosted his chances a little bit from it, but I don't think it takes a massive amount.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on.
Q&As.
We'll move on to the Q&As. Got a couple here to get through, of course, at Bray and Ethan on Instagram. We'll start off with Cade Reed. Clay.
It's a long one.
It is this is probably one of the longest ones we've ever had. Clay, hypothetically speaking, if you were to be picked up by Freo, how would you feel about being in the same sort of environment at Peel? Benefit to continue those relationships, or would you have to experience something, or would you like to experience something else?
No, as I've said plenty of times, like, I'm open to anything. I'm open to travelling. If I was to stay home, I'd be more than happy with that. It sort of would work in my favour maybe a little bit. I already know the whole Peel system, which is pretty much exactly the same as Freo's game plan. So maybe would help me in that sense, not having to relearn all the stuff. But as I said, travelling would be an awesome experience, and I'd be completely open to that as well. So I don't think it would help in any way. Maybe just the fact that I would already know the game plan, but going to another club, you'd learn that quite easily. So
And like, you guys, I'm pretty sure you go to their facilities every now and then throughout the season, so it's like be somewhat familiar with.
Yeah,
we
got grateful enough to get the opportunity a few times a year, not too many times, because the girls and Freo obviously both share those facilities, so it's quite often busy, but sort of to be able to see the recovery and go hop in the ice baths and that a few times throughout the year was a great experience.
What are you boys doing? Have you been preparing in any way if you do have to move overseas with cooking and that, or you're just well equipped?
No, I've sort of learnt a bit of cooking this year while I moved out. While I was with Colton, I had to whip up some HelloFresh meals. So
Did you just subscribe to HelloFresh?
Yeah, we did. Colton was already onto it, so I just joined in with him and made a few good meals together. So I'd like to say I can cook a bit better than I could at the start of the year.
Yep.
Yeah, my mum's a ripping cook, so I've never had to worry about food once in my life. But now I'm starting to learn the ropes off her a little bit.
Yeah. Luca Bidding sent in a question for you, Bray. Can Bray explain the absolute peach that got him a wicket on the weekend?
What, did I bowl or
I don't know. I don't know if this is you getting out or your wicket.
Probably taking the piss of me getting out for a duck on the weekend.
Can you explain it?
Just copped an absolute
And you're
peach.
raising the bat today.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it'll be the only time I ever raise the bat. 'Cause I'm
How many
definitely-
bowls did you last?
Well, face one, it was leg side wide. Then the next one, bang, straight through the gate. Doing all sorts.
I wouldn't be much better. Cooper Daring 9. Clay, do you think I'll get drafted? And if so, what number pick? Cooper.
Yeah, I think he's a great sniff, coming straight out of Donnybrook Community.
How old's this kid?
He's my age.
Okay.
I actually did play some Peel footy this year, but mainly just been at Donnybrook through the year. So
playing league
maybe
down there,
another
or-
year, Cooper.
He's playing league down there.
I think he did play a few league games, yeah.
okay.
It's your age pick, maybe.
Maddie.Becker1. The player you guys base your game around.
I can't really go past Hayden Young, left footer out of Freo. The way he plays on halfback, it's something I like to model, like to replicate. He's a really good kick at the football, so trying to base it off that.
Yep.
I'd say mine, the one I sort of look up to the most and try to base my game off. I sort of try shy away from the massive stars. I'd love to say I'd sort of aspire to play like your Bont or your Cripps, but the way Tim Kelly's going about his footy at the moment, I sort of really try to replicate that, the way he gets on the inside and also can be an outside player as well. I try to sort of have that aspect.
An absolute massive year, Tim Kelly.
No, he's had a great year.
Yeah.
Heem Collective, a bit of a rival to your business,
Not
Riley,
at
but does Clay want to model our jorts?
The jorts.
The offers out there.
I do love a pair of jorts, so I'll whack some on for a photo.
See, Caden Harbour's doing a bit of modelling
Yeah, I
lately.
saw that.
I've seen that. Yeah, I saw it on his Instagram yesterday. He was loving it. So shout out to you, Caden. Very good model. Caleb Dempster Park here. Preference on a Saturday night: Daisies or Bennies?
Oh, no, I generally just keep it quiet. So might just go over to Dan's house or Caleb's house and just sort of keep it low with them. That would probably be the preference.
Finn_Johnston sent some belters of some Q&As throughout the year. Ask Clay what his Xbox name was back in the day.
It is actually the still the exact same name right now, and it is Tim Farted.
Tim Farted.
It's been the name since year 6.
Is there another score or a number on it or what?
No,
just Tim
It's
Farted.
straight up Tim Farted. Played a bit of Fortnite with Tim Farted back in the day.
But I can't change it because like I've already used the one name change, so I think
Yeah.
it's been the same since I was
Otherwise,
about
you've got
12
to
years
pay
old.
like $30 to change it, don't you?
Yeah,
Some
I'm not
stitch
paying that
like
much,
that.
so may as
Yeah.
well just stay with the infamous Tim Farted.
Macadot Pringle 06. Does Clay reckon he's better than Reese?
I'd say we play quite differently. If he's talking about Reece Torren, I'd say share a lot of similarities in a game.
This
but
is footy or Fortnite or something?
I haven't played any Fortnite with Reece, so
Okay,
it must
so-
be footy.
yeah.
Reece doing great at the moment, so I probably can't say I'm too much better than him.
There's one more from Alfie Case. Who's the biggest legend in Secret Harbour? So I feel bad because all these questions are for Clay, not a lot for
There-
us.
He's a popular guy.
There is a
Yeah.
lot of legends in Secret Harbour. The biggest legend would probably have to be Mick Wybird. So going past all the boys and going with one of the dads, biggest legend. So they might be a bit flat about that, but go Mick.
That's it, I think.
Well, that's it.
There was a few more, but we kind of already touched on them.
Well,
Don't want to ask too many.
inappropriate,
Huh?
No, nothing inappropriate this week.
Well, it's just all about, what clubs have you spoken to? It's
Yeah.
like, how many times should we have to ask these boys? They're probably sick of it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, it is our 100th episode, Ethan.
Yep.
So we came up with a little idea just to list out our top 5 episodes. And it's pretty much probably going to be 10 episodes.
It's 10 episodes each, really.
Yeah.
So
it's our top 10.
basically-
Just top 5 ever and top 5 draft prospects.
Yep. You want to go first? Or we'll go,
What are we doing first? Draft prospects or
I reckon, all time. We'll end on the draft prospects. I reckon
all
we'll go-
time?
So you can go.
My number
If you
5.
can give a little reason as to why as well, just a
okay.
little line or so.
Yeah, I roughly know why. Well, I'll give some honourable mentions. Zach Langdon,
got
Liam
some-
Duggan.
I've got some
They've
honourable
both come
mentions
on twice.
Yeah.
Sam Switkowski, I thought he was real good. Jake Waterman, Greg Clark, Chris Main. They're my honourable mentions.
Well, my unlucky
number
ones.
5.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you go,
I'm
you
cutting
go.
you off, man.
You go.
I'm so eager to
I'll
get
go
it
with
out.
number 5. Xavier Ellis.
Okay, yeah. I thought
That
this would be your number
It was a
one.
good episode. We found out we we're going into lockdown when we were in recording with him as well, so that was quite memorable. So that's my reasoning for Xavier Ellis at number 5.
And we gave him a 6-pack of single fins as
did,
well,
yes.
which I think he drunk by the time he got out of the building.
Yeah, probably.
Gonna go my number 5. I'll do my honourable mention as well. We didn't even discuss this, but same idea. Greg Clark is there, obviously best ever quiz score.
Yes.
Matthew Lloyd, Jason Ackermanis, Mike Hussey, just because of the names purely. That Mike Hussey one was also on Australia Day. Xavier Ellis as well because of the lockdown situation. Callum Sinclair because he took the absolute piss out of us on the phone in the second episode. And Corey Yo, number 1, that was just plenty of laughs and that, saying he's the better Yo over Elliot. So that's it. Number 5, this is you're not gonna probably rate this one, you might, but Brendan Archie.
Brendan Archie.
Episode 36, very insightful about his 10 years in the AFL. So took a lot out of that one.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. That was a good episode. Yeah. Well, I've got number 4, Mike Hussey. Purely Australia Day and an idol.
Yep.
You guys, cricket guys?
You know who Mike
you are.
Hussey is, yeah.
Yeah. Is he an idol to you guys?
Can't
To you, right?
stand it.
Well, I mean, I can't bat, so
Yeah. Well, he was an idol to me and I can't bat, so that was just a bit of a childhood dream.
Yep.
Spending an hour with him.
Number 4, I've gone Zach Langdon just as a guest in general because I have him on twice. Just the mental health side of it, and obviously,
Insight.
yeah, him and Liam Duggan, I reckon, probably the 2 best relationships AFL wise that we've formed. So that's number 4.
Number 3 for me, Hamish Brayshaw, the Nugget Man. 100 nuggets.
We
the other night.
should have tried to eat 100
No
nuggets on here.
Did he do
chance.
that?
He did it on Monday night on their
Yeah.
back chat episode. He looked
don't know
large.
how.
He looked large by the time he had his 100th.
Surely East Perth would not be happy about that.
But yeah, he was just a great laugh. So
Number 3. Again, more West Coast flavour. I feel bad for the Freo guys who had on, but Will Schofield, episode 47, with his media experience and stories from the 2018 flag and how he knocked out, well, not knocked out, but the feathering of Clayton Oliver. And yeah, carried that episode, I reckon.
now my top 2 are 2 duos. Second, I'm going to have Jordan Lockyer and Jack Mayo. One of the funniest episodes I reckon we've ever had. 2 Subi boys who have obviously been in the AFL system before.
Yep.
Just absolutely taking the piss out of each other and having a good laugh. So that was quite
I've
memorable.
also gone that for number 2, that episode 32. I reckon that's the most 2 guests outside of these boys that have enjoyed themselves on the show. Bit of a train wreck, I reckon, in terms of the structure, but as you said,
was.
their time in the AFL, post-season trips, there was a couple of stories
Yes.
in there, and also how Locks denied Buddy Franklin tried to deny Buddy Franklin of the 23 jumper when he came to Sydney.
Yep. All right, number 1. I reckon we might have
We're
the
going to have the same
here.
one, I reckon.
I think it's quite obvious. Rhett Bazzo, Campbell Chesser.
Yep.
Just two very good friends.
Yep.
Good blokes, having a good laugh.
Rhett's second time on the show. That video when we asked, you asked it, what's better, blue tick or contract extension? That was probably the best piece of content we've ever done. And also number 1, got a cheeky mention in the paper as well. So that's always helps.
Rhett's, of course, premiership teammate of you, Riley.
Yep, 2021 Colts flag. How good's that?
Were you any chance to play in the reserves flag this year for Swannies?
I was a chance, but it got shut down pretty quickly, like during the season. And then by the time they were playing finals, they were like, kind of missed my opportunity.
What's up with Luke playing in it? Like, did they just want to play him in the reserves for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Like, was he close to getting a league game?
I think he was very close to getting a league game from memory. But like he was a real asset to the reserve side. Like he played.
Like, he's a big bull.
Yeah, so he fit into the big bodies like straight away, and he was like a huge part of that side. But it was good. It was good just to watch a game of footy on the sidelines and cheer him on and celebrate afterwards.
Yeah, would have been a good day. You guys were back at the club by lunchtime, weren't you?
Yeah, well, they were back at the club. I had to go to work. I forgot to. Me and Evan Smith forgot to book work off, so we walked into work like we were shitty, like we were absolutely livid, and it was the worst day ever.
Yeah, wow, that's the story.
All right, now this could be the big one. The top 5 draft prospects.
Be careful here, gents.
Yeah, we will be.
So, honourable mentions here. I've got Ethan Regan, Jacob Van Rooyen, Elijah Hewitt, Caleb Smith, Luke Kelly, Cohen Sanchez. I really enjoyed Cohen's. And, of course, Riley and Clay's episodes. And probably this one is probably going to be up there. This would be number 1 by the end of today, I reckon.
Okay.
But not number 1 at the moment. But you go.
I was going to say my unlucky ones. Colton Tholstrup for obvious reasons, just value. Caleb Smith because the day he came on straight after Leavers, the last day of Leavers, and the day it came out, he was on Richmond's list basically.
Yeah, really.
That stands out. Colin Sanchez, Oscar Hindbaston for obvious reasons. Elijah Hewitt because that was the 50th one, so I guess first time raising the bat without the helmet as well. The duos, your Ed Allens and your Hugh Davies, that was good. As well as Jai Miss and Jack Williams, because one of them was on the phone and one of them was in studio, so that was like the first time we've ever done that. And I would say Neil Erasmus, because I think that's the most listened to one audio-wise, but I can't really say that because it was just me hosting, so I can't really put that in there.
You can put it in there if you want.
Nah, honourable mentions only.
All right, I'm going to go number 5. I'm going Ella Roberts.
Okay.
Insight into a female's draft journey. It was the first time we've really had that.
Yeah.
And,
Clay sent in a question for that from memory, I'm pretty sure, or maybe it was the other way around.
I think it was, I think we both sent each other questions in, both about a fortnight. Played a little bit of Fortnite with her.
How good is she?
She sucks. She, genuinely sucks. Doesn't know what she's doing.
All right, my number 5, episode 33, Arthur Jones.
Yeah, okay.
Just so full of energy, did not have one bit of media experience, which made it a bit loose, but it was good. Especially the story where he said Adelaide asked him a question, asked him to name one player on their list, and he couldn't name it. So that was memorable.
It's like, come on, there's Tex Walker.
Yeah.
A couple of big names on that list at the time.
And now he's at the Bulldogs, so.
Exactly. All right, now this is going to be probably a bit controversial. These next 2, actually. Number 4 for me, Oscar Hindbaston.
It would be good on the show.
Yeah.
He's good quality.
The way I went through it last night when I went through, I was like, well, what episodes went the longest? Because that means you get the most out and you have the most fun. His was about, I think, 30 to 40 minutes.
This is a long episode.
Which is pretty long for a draft prospect. So we got a lot out of him and it was good fun, had a lot of laughs, and I guess the TikToks blew up.
Yeah, they did. That's a factor you got to consider, how many views the TikTok's got. Now, number 4, I've gone Riley Wills. Spoke very well. Local boy to, I guess, my area. And obviously the, I guess, Harley Reid video went nuts on TikTok about that little
Yeah, Harley
altercation.
actually sent me that video.
Oh, did he actually?
Yeah.
What do you have to say about it?
He said, he genuinely forgot that happened. It was just, he asked who he was.
Classy. Yeah, I knew he would somehow say that video.
No,
Yeah.
he saw it.
Everyone was tagging him in the comments.
I think he saw it instantly.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
Number 3.
Number 3. Another one I'm pumping up their tyres here. The Esperance boy. Colton.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh,
It was
he would've
good.
been
That was
great
very.
quality.
I think was he the first this year?
First this year, yeah.
Yeah.
Back at SEN.
Yep. I reckon he probably had the sunnies on.
He needs to get rid of that.
Even like, did you see the national combine pictures of him?
Yes.
And he's
Yes.
got the sunnies on.
Yes.
Did he wear? He didn't wear them during the 2K, but he
the
wore them straight
combine,
after.
So when you had interviews, like say your interview was at 11 o'clock, you'd go sit
Is this with the media or?
No, with the club.
AFL clubs.
Okay.
So you'd sit outside the room at like 10:50, just like obviously want to be there early. And I've walked past, I've gone to walk into one of my interviews, and I walk past, and he's got the sunnies on, sitting on the
Inside?
chair. No, waiting.
But is
So
he like inside, not outside?
No, so he's like outside the room,
He's
waiting.
like he's indoors though.
Yeah, indoors.
Like,
Yeah, that's-
yeah,
Glad we got
inside.
that covered.
Like, yeah, inside, completely covered from any sun. And he's sitting on the chair, waiting to go in for an interview. And I walk past, and he's got them on. I was like, mate, don't do it. He's like, yeah, but if clubs want to see me, I want to show them what I'm actually like.
Yeah. You got to show your authentic self.
Yeah, but I was
bit of
like, mate, there's
personality.
a bit of a difference here. Just take the sunnies off. I don't think he took them off.
Wouldn't surprise me. He probably sat in there at a desk with them on.
If a bloke
inside.
walked into my room with them on, I don't reckon.
You're not picking them up.
How much did he wear them around like the house?
He doesn't take them off his head. If they're
So
not
they're
covering
glued
his
to his
eyes,
head.
Sleeps
they're
with them,
like-
mate.
Well, I saw him
on his
out
hat.
in Leadville one night earlier in the year, and he didn't have them.
Oh, really?
That's a shock.
He
That is a shock.
generally has them.
After what I've just heard, that is a shock to
The system.
it's a shock to the system that he didn't have them.
So you're number 3, Colton. Yeah, my number 3, Josh Brown, episode 18.
Yes.
The Winter Soldier came in clutch as well in episode 35 when we needed someone to come on.
Yes.
To tell us
Should have
about,
put him in honourable mentions.
he told us about his aspirations to be a farmer and also the Jack Clark medal.
Yeah, that was good. My number 2, already in your top 5, I think he was Riley Wills.
Yep.
I think we nearly got 45 minutes out of him, which is very long.
Yep.
Spoke well, good stories, and of course the Harley Reid TikTok.
I swear, like, some guys who have no media experience speak, like, better or, like, really well. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, Caleb last week, like, I don't think he's done any media, but I think he's done a lot of speeches with Scotch and that, so that would probably help.
I think Wills is really intelligent as well.
Yeah.
Like his I forget what it was, but I think it was like
Yeah, I think
plus
it was
90.
close to you.
This
No,
bloke
it was
just loves
higher than
picking
mine.
up task.
Was it?
Yeah, well, it defines me, my ATAR score. No, he's really intelligent, Riley
Okay.
Wills.
Your number 2?
My number 2.
Or was that?
Oh,
that was
my
him,
number
sorry.
2.
My number 2 is Angus Sheldrick.
Yes.
Can probably say that's the most we've ever laughed. Stitch-ups galore. Everything was a no comment, which...
Yeah, I don't think no comment has ever been used more in an episode than that episode.
And then to see him be a top 20 pick was pretty cool, so...
Yeah. All right, the big one. Number
Trouble.
1. This person's already in your list. I'm going Arthur Jones.
Really? You
Yeah.
think it's... Okay.
I think that was 50 minutes long. It
So loose, like...
was loose, and I generally think I saw him at Henry Summers that Friday night. So I saw him twice in one day.
I remember he called us heading to the studio, like, oh, you just knew it was going to be an eventful hour or so with him.
Yeah, it was good fun.
So that's your number 1. My
Yep.
number 1, this one right here, episode 100,
Yes.
2 draft
Yeah,
prospects,
beautiful.
It had to get brought up.
That's a
future
great answer.
AFL
That's what I
superstars. They've come on twice throughout the year, very good, and yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say,
Can't-
no shade if you didn't put us in there.
Well, I
Yeah.
said after the recording, it's probably going to go up to number 1.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's episode
it
100, mate.
hasn't
Yeah.
been completed yet, so I can't put it up.
Well, now I know that I've just got to drag it out and make this go for as long as possible just to get
Yeah,
it
if we
on.
make
give
it
you
like
an
an hour and a
update.
half, it's going to be number 1.
If there's 2 of us,
Well,
it
look,
should
we're already
go
at
for-
43 minutes, and we've still got a little bit to go.
I mean,
so-
I guess 2 of us would take up a little bit more time.
Exactly.
Both
We're gonna
answering
do 2
questions.
answers. I don't know about you, but I'm going to go turn the aircon on.
It is cool.
Are we stopping this and coming back?
No, we'll keep going. You keep rolling, Ethan.
Well, no, we got the quiz, mate. We need you both. We need both of us here.
Keep going.
He's sweating.
It is pretty hot in here.
It is very hot in here, isn't it?
Got the fleece shorts on as well, not helping.
I was thinking about it before, and I was like, oh, I'll just wait till we have a little break. So I've just gone then.
I would have brought it
That
up
is
if
so
I knew
much
there was an
better.
aircon in here.
That is so much better. We had that problem a couple of weeks ago with some.
Bloke in the DJ studio would definitely
He's
need
cooking
the
in
aircon.
there. He is cooking.
So like the smoke machines. And
Gigging.
Yeah, what do you reckon? Do you reckon there is a smoke machine?
Like all
in
the
there?
lights as
Surely.
well, like going
Yeah.
off, just so I can get used to it.
Surely we've got lights in here. Surely they've got lights in the DJ.
Bit off
studio.
topic. No one
It
here
is.
might know what was
Just padding some time before we go to the quiz.
just chewing
So
up
what
to
do we
it.
got? 5 questions.
With a
Standing-
1-0 head start to Riley because you're on 12, Clay's on
I'm flat
11.
about that.
That's right. You're already on 1-0 and we haven't even started.
Have you been studying or?
Yeah, heaps.
First to say their name gets the first guess. So,
All
can you
right.
kick us off?
Wait,
Yeah,
wait. So we because I'm competitive.
Say your own name.
Yeah, but like we're both answering the same question. It's
Yeah,
not one. Okay.
Nah, it's a one.
It's-
Wait, so you ask a question and it's for both of us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, got
That's
it.
what I was trying to
gotta
cover.
say your name is your buzzer.
All right,
Riley,
I'm across it.
Clay.
Right.
So you say Riley.
Yeah,
I'm
and you
saying-
say Clay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be certain on that
Yeah,
one.
got it.
Question number 1. According to the Waffle website, what is the difference between you two in height?
Clay. I am 190 on the Waffle website, and Riley is 183, 7 centimetre difference.
Riley,
Incorrect.
Incorrect. That
5
was.
centimeters.
Incorrect.
What? What are you?
I'm 190.
I'm 185. Or am I?
Well, you're not
6?
190 on the Waffle
Apparently,
website.
yeah. This was done before you grew.
No, but this was actually, so my Peel Thunder talent manager just messaged me and said, I need to update the Waffle website. What are you? And I said, of course I'm going to say 190. It might be 189.
4.
Incorrect.
80. I don't know.
Getting closer though.
2.
No.
I swear I'm a bit taller than you.
You are.
Is it 1?
No.
Oh, it's
We're
8.
not the same height.
Yeah, no, you're not the same height.
Yeah.
We've
I
gone
think
through
we've-
all the numbers apart from
Yeah,
One.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, who said? Who said?
No
Who said-
one said it yet. But you just named it.
4.
The number. No.
3.
I reckon, don't give this as
You
an
need-
answer.
you
I
need to
reckon
say-
next
you need to-
question.
You need to say, give your name as the buzzer.
God, this is starting in shambles. Should we both?
I wouldn't have an idea. Riley, 6.
Incorrect.
Clay.
I wouldn't know.
7.
It's lower.
Clay.
It's the
5.
only one you actually haven't
5.
named off properly. No.
It's 4.
Do we still
No.
get a point for this?
What is the? No, we can't. No points for this one. I don't reckon.
You said we've 2.
No.
It's 3.
Yes.
Well, I've said 3 like 5
Yeah, but you didn't
times.
put
No,
it
but
into
you
the
said
buzzer.
we've named. You just named them, but you didn't like actually say it.
I don't even think I
Wait, so
don't
what
deserve
am I
a
on
point
the
for that.
Waffle website?
188.
188 and 185.
Oh, rough.
Bit of a stitch up.
Yeah, that's a
That's
stitch
probably
up.
last night as well, so it's probably
It's a massive
incorrect
stitch
as
up.
this morning. So now it's 1-1.
It's 1-1.
The head start
All right.
is now just, the handicap is gone. It's equal.
Number 2, obviously episode 100. Name your individual episode number on the podcast from your first appearance.
That's ridiculous.
I'm not even going to bother saying my name.
I don't know.
Or how many? We'll accept how many between yous. Like if that.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
if that-
pretty. That's even harder. I
You
reckon.
reckon?
Weren't we
That's pretty close.
right after each other?
Not directly.
What was
Close.
first episode? Can you give first episode of the year? What number was that?
Oh, no, I had... I'll say it was 3 episodes between us.
Correct.
Whoa.
No way.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Full credit.
I was just about to go have a look.
78. Riley, you were 78. Clay, you were 81.
Come on.
That's a good guess.
It's a great guess.
Or
Thanks.
1,
No,
2,
I had
1,
a
2.
couple.
1,
I
2.
do remember I had a couple of like people before me not in their draft year.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
Yeah.
can't remember who. It might have been. Was it Zach Main?
Zach Langdon was 70
And
something.
Zach Mainwaring, I think. Because
Yeah.
we were both in
Yes.
the studio next door. They were both in this. You were the first one in here, I think.
Yep.
Fun
Raise
fact.
the
I
bat.
think.
Why didn't you raise the bat?
I don't know how you've gotten that.
Well, I'm above
All right,
you.
Well,
Full credit.
1, 2.
Yep. 2, 1.
This is
Question number 3. Riley, you had 4 more kicks than Clay across the entire championships this year. Guess how many kicks you individually had. Closest to the number gets the point.
so 1 guess each here. So closest to the
Individual
number
kicks for
for the whole
So each of
champs.
you had 4 more than Clay. That's a hint.
So guess how many you yourself had.
bloody kick-ins, eh?
I did kick in. But
Did you go out of the square?
of course.
Yeah. Counts, counts as a disposal.
So how many we were apart from each other?
No,
Oh,
so
just
each of you have 1 guess, and whoever gets closest to their
So I
number,
guess how
or
many
if,
kicks we had the
So
whole
it's
team.
across
Yeah.
the 4
Games,
champions.
yeah. So this one isn't a first in one. It's just whoever wants to take the first
So
guess.
whoever gets closest gets
Yeah.
a point.
56.
Okay, what's your
I
guess?
reckon that's too high.
That is not bad.
Well, I have to go below him, don't I? If he's got 4 kicks more than me, I'll say I had
probably get this bang on.
53.
I reckon we're going to give it to Clay. Clay had 55 and Riley had 59. He's just pimped you. It's 3-1. Now this is...
You're rattled.
So
mate.
I am rattled.
You're rattled.
Now Riley needs the next two here.
And there is a tie. If
So
he
you're pretty
does,
much
I've
gone,
got a tiebreaker question.
Watch
may
me
as well
come
just
back to the
accept it.
century. This one.
This will be big.
Number 4. Apparently, now a lot of research into this, but you two haven't versed each other in a Colts game since 2021. Name what round this was in.
Clay. This was late in this. I'm saying
No, it wasn't.
round 15,
Incorrect.
Round 17.
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
16.
Incorrect.
Was it that late in the season?
No, round 14.
No, it was.
Incorrect.
What? 13.
13.
Incorrect. 12. Oh, let's just say you guys were closer with your first guess.
Okay, round
Round
19.
18.
Who just said
You
18?
gotta
I
put
said
your buzzer,
18.
put your
18.
buzzer in.
Clay, 18.
I said 18 first, though.
Did you say
You
19?
said 19.
So that's my point.
It is 18.
Was it that late? No, my point.
2021.
That would have been like
Have
a
we-
22 round season because of COVID and shit like that.
It was a normal season, I think.
Yeah, but there was
So,
COVID.
so is that point going to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I only remember all the wins we got that season
Oh,
because
you
we won the
are
premiership.
I remember
As
how
if
many
you guys
losses
haven't
we-
versed each other since then in a Colts
Yeah,
game.
that's actually pretty crazy.
Well, how?
He probably shied away
There was a
from
few
it.
couple games in 2022. Swans and Peel versus each other, but obviously.
Why didn't we play each other?
I just don't think it come up.
Oh well.
Were you playing?
I was playing Rezzies in the back end of 2022.
Yeah. And then
Maybe
you would have been playing.
and then I was
Colts.
playing league this year when
Maybe there was
And then
state
I was
games.
playing
you were
Colts.
playing Colts, yeah.
All right. Well, it's 3-1.
Wow.
Heading into the last.
I'm rattled.
Double or nothing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually
Make it
rated
interesting.
This
Yeah.
is a good question for it as well. I think.
I feel like this will either go like straight away, they'll know, or like it could take like
By the
quite some
questions
time.
we've had so far, I'll say it will take quite
They've
some
been
time.
amazing questions. Very well
How do you think
researched.
so?
Question number 5.
Now remember, just name buzzer
So
straight.
we're doing double or nothing.
Are
here.
we?
Oh, I don't know about that one. I didn't agree with that.
Oh. There actually is. I actually had another question after this in case we needed a tiebreaker. So depending on who wins this, we could go to that.
Okay. Okay. Double or nothing. And if Riley wins this, we'll go to the bonus question.
Okay, I'll agree. with that.
tiebreaker
I'll give him a
question.
chance.
Yeah, I reckon it'll make it more entertaining.
Thanks, Clay.
All right. This is a big one. Name each other's birthday.
First one and name the other person's birthday. Come on, your best buddies.
We're terrible, friend.
Yeah.
You're born in.
Yours, I know
May.
yours is early. You got your license early.
You're in May. We are terrible friends. We don't even know each
You
other's
are.
birthday.
Oh, you're in December.
Yeah, he's still 17.
Oh no, I can't.
I am in December. You're right.
No.
28th of May.
Incorrect.
Correct. Oh, you know it.
Yeah, well, it's written down.
It's on the. Probably
We've got it.
Yours is close to mine, was it? Yours is February. You're not giving much away.
Okay, let's just confirm this since we've both got a decent start. You're both on the months.
I've said about 3 months.
Yeah, well, February and May.
Okay.
Oh well.
February the 17th.
Incorrect.
No.
I remember we did this with
Has
Jai,
anyone,
Cully and Brady off, and like when someone said the right birthday, the other one was like, "Nah, that's not my birthday," to like make it go longer.
How close was I on my first guest?
What was it?
27th.
28th. It's
Couple of weeks.
No.
yeah.
Feb 4th?
No. 14th.
Oh.
I'm close.
Wait. Oh, I thought you were just
No,
telling
that's
me
not my
when-
birthday. No.
I thought you were just telling me when your birthday is.
That was his birthday.
Was I closer with the first or second guess?
First one, I think.
So it's the 25th
That's my birthday, actually.
of February. Really?
But no, not really.
Is that a bonus point?
Your birthday's, yeah. Your
If
birthday's
you
2 weeks
guess
after mine.
Ethan's,
We're actually terrible friends.
Yeah. Well,
Obviously,
I've-
didn't celebrate it with each other this year, or maybe you did, but just
February the 22nd.
ooh, incorrect.
You're like, your days away. You're so close.
We'll take it up or down. Are we going guess for guess? May as well make it
Okay.
fair.
You're gonna be in the teens, surely. It is. It's the 17th.
It is not. Yours is the 21st.
No.
I went the wrong way.
The face.
Wait, is it?
No.
Is he just doing what you said?
No. We've
No.
got it here. It is not the 21st.
I couldn't tell you. Like it's
Well, we'll go guess for guess until we get it.
okay. The 9th,
No. Yours is the 23rd.
10th. No, like mine's not the
Keep thinking
23rd.
yourself.
10th.
No. 20th.
No.
you're both
Why
around
did you
the
say I
mark.
was close for the 22nd then?
Because
Well, it's in the-
no. Because I thought I don't know how to say what I was gonna say. I thought you were like gonna finish it off and say it. I don't know how to say what I'm saying. But
I get
like,
what you're talking
you were-
about.
You like,
Oh,
It's-
that must mean it's in the 20s at least.
but you know what I mean. The pronunciation of. I thought you were gonna like say it.
You giving him the answer yet? No, you are the. Oh, the 4th.
Nope. There's nothing else that rhymes with 22.
It doesn't like rhyme with it.
No,
Like,
that's wrong.
Nothing. No
but like
second number
just the
starts with
way it
2.
was said, like I thought you were gonna not say 22.
Because he knows what like where I am. Like,
Yeah.
can you give me
What-
like a teens or?
How have I said?
Yeah, it's in the
24.
10s.
24th of Feb.
Incorrect.
That just sounds so right. I swear that has to be it.
I'm liking the 18th.
I don't know why you are. Oh.
Jay, how long does this have to go before we
27th of Feb.
bang?
Come on.
What's your
right.
birthday?
12th of May.
I did know that.
How does 22 even get close to
No,
me?
because
Because he said
27.
22nd,
Oh,
7.
okay.
Yeah.
that's what I was. Yeah. I was gonna say I was like, if it was gonna
Did I say
continue.
22nd?
Yeah.
Oh, because I was thinking like, what second number goes with 2? And then like, would have finished that.
I was gonna say I was that close to just saying why don't we just change it and name each other's WA Guernsey number.
35. I would have got that. straight away.
17.
Hey, we
Yeah.
know each
You
other.
know,
like that,
Are
actually-
we on the last
You
question?
know, I actually re-looked at the story he's posted to look at his jersey number in case that was a question.
So
Really?
you
Yeah.
did study.
Yes, well, that was the only thing.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know you were number 17 anyways.
Do you want to go for another half an hour and give us the last question?
Just give us the... I've
Well,
won, but give us
Yeah,
the
you
bonus
won. It's
question.
what, 4-1. I
No,
think
the last
end result
question.
is.
What was it? Wasn't it? Was just.
Did you write it down somewhere?
Oh,
I thought of it in the car because I was like, oh,
did you
we
get
need
one
another one.
question right?
Yeah, I did.
That was when we tied and both got 1 point.
So
No, you were already on a handicap of 1.
Because he had a 1 point lead in the actual quiz.
I reckon this could get straight away. So Streamer released the champion data for the highest rated Colts players this year from 10 to 1. Who's number 1?
That's got to be the most obvious thing in the world. What, just for Streamer or for WA?
For the Waffle Colts. Streamer released it. It's for the Waffle Colts.
Would have to be Dan, wouldn't it?
Is it obvious?
Oh,
How's it not Dan? Did he not
Is
play
it a
enough
state
Colts?
team, mate?
yeah.
You'd hope so.
Right, Riley.
Is it?
Riley
Wilson.
Wilson.
Riley's third.
Oh, is it Luke Kelly?
Bang, correct.
Oh,
Is it?
good on him.
Yeah, love Kelly.
Colin,
Love Kells.
Colin Livingston second.
That was my second guess.
Yeah.
Is Dan in there?
No, I don't think
'Cause he
so.
played like league
How many?
games
You must
towards
have
the
to
back of
play
the
a
year.
certain amount.
They did like a 10 to 5 and then a
So
5
that's
to
just
1.
another question I got right.
Was that like 6-1?
I've absolutely
5-1.
smoked you.
5-1. That's a shock.
Is it shocking?
He's
Yeah.
not going to take this lightly.
I'm upset. I'm going to go home and study now.
Yeah. And cry on the way home.
Study for what? You've already been beaten.
Yeah, well, redemption. You're going to have a song.
Yeah,
event for
next
two.
year.
There
next
is
year.
4 of you on 12. So
Who are the other 3?
Luke, Ashton Ferreira,
Yeah, you got
and
Riley Desisto.
yeah, that's this I think.
It's a pretty good effort.
And then there's a stack on 10. There's like,
Oh, 10 is like if we're looking at a golf scorecard, 10 is par on the quiz. Like, there is just too many. Yeah, it is Desisto. Riley Desisto. So there's the 4 of you. So who knows? We might need to have a little game show to take the crown in a couple of weeks' time.
On the phone.
Don't perform how you just did.
Yeah, no, I'll come better prepared, I reckon.
All right, well, that's it. Episode 100. Of course, thanks to Skinbro and Hat Locker. You can go to their website, skinbro.com and hatlocker.com.au. Bray and Ethan 20 for 20% off at both stores. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple, give us 5 stars. I think it's only Spotify, actually. Apple, you have to subscribe. YouTube, you have to subscribe. Just because it's the 100th episode. Even like it on YouTube
Raise the bat.
if you're watching it. Raise the bat.
I'll do it again.
Cheers. Yep.
Cheers, boys, for coming in. I know we know it's a
Busy
I guess,
time.
busy month with hopefully the good or the gold pit at the end of the month.
The dream.
The dream of the draft. So hopefully it all turns out well for you, and appreciate you boys coming in for episode 100.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for having us.